There we go. So apparently what I needed to do was not have it set to automatic on capture method. Like, that is apparently what I needed to do. Okay, cool. We can now continue on. It is now working once more. Sorry for the delay. Let us continue. Not that anyone's watching, so I guess, fundamentally no one cared about the delay. Why does the EXP bar not move? So, like, everything else automatically recentered, but the EXP bar didn't. Why? Is it because I never actually set it to center? Did I just match it with the others? Is that what was wrong? What's wrong here? Or is it just that the EXP bar itself just doesn't feel like moving? I'm not sure what the problem is. Anyway, let's go do the starting quests. We continue our journey to do all the quests. You know, I have to say, like, this whole streaming and YouTubing thing really takes a lot out of you. Like I'm doing it very strictly part-time. Although, I might have to cut back on the amount of time that I'm streaming during the next couple of months, just out of realistic obligations. Let's put it that way. Just out of realistic obligations. Because I have school starting up again in a couple of days. So I have obligations again that aren't just me doing this, studying, and coding fun things. So, I have a lot more hours of things that I actually have to do. They aren't optional. Yeah, not sure where I was going with this. Greetings, Eric Tesdor. I am Conservator Ithilane. Let's see, does he say anything different? Not really. Okay. I was just curious if he would say anything different, because I'm not a night elf. Oh, let me use my, Blessing of Might. So that way I will defeat these enemies in one hit. It's really weird not having these full screened. Feels wrong. So used to playing MMOs full screen. I mean, I guess I'll get used to playing them windowed eventually, right? Like,
I am listening. Dear Madres.
okay, let's make sure to take all these quests.
Hello. Farewell.
To get a nice char on myself. I think I'm just about done. There we go. Hey, I got a pouch. Cool. I'm super happy to have actually gotten a pouch as the paladin. Considering that, hey, another one. Today is my lucky day. Keep 'em coming. I see what he means about there being overpopulation. Jeez. I can literally just walk forward and defeat more of them. That is actually overpopulated. So, Good on him for recognizing that, I guess, is where I'm going with this. Uh, I don't know. But yeah, it's really weird to be playing not full screen. Um, yeah. But yeah, so for the school quarter, I'm probably going to go down to only one YouTube video a day for most of it. Obviously, like, I have a backlog right now of videos that I've recorded but haven't aired. So those will all go up first uh, before you start seeing there be less videos. And I'll probably drop one of my streaming days. Not really sure which ones I'll drop. I'll probably drop one. And only stream for, therefore, only 9 hours a week. Oh, I don't need to kill that deer. That deer's fine. It can keep on being a deer. But yeah, so that's the way that'll go. Yeah, it's just like I said, it's a matter of practicality. I have limited time in a week. I already have a part-time job. And I might be doing some other work for a startup. And trying to do this on top of it, like as it is. Playing on stream is where most of my free time goes these days. So, lessening that is probably what I'll do. We'll see what actually ends up being the thing that gets cut. I don't actually know yet what it's going to be. I haven't put much thought into it. Other than, like, I'm realizing that at this point... Okay, so the math is something like this. I only realistically have about 12 to 15 hours to spend on Twitch and YouTube combined. In order to do one video a day that's 20 minutes long, it takes me about 40 minutes. The 20 minutes of recording it and another 20 to edit it if I'm fast and listening at 1.5 times speed. Which leads to slightly lower quality, but I'm overall okay with that. It's not ideal, but it's fine. But anyway, so what I was saying is, under those conditions, I have to manage to get all my work done for the channel. So under 12 to 15 hours, I have to get all of my YouTube stuff done and do all my streaming. So if I'm doing one video a day, then that will be, which I will be doing for the whole quarter. Like, that's guaranteed. Because I'm going to be doing the Final Fantasy VII Remake as soon as it comes out. So I will be doing, on average, one video a day for the whole quarter. That much is guaranteed just because I plan to play the Final Fantasy VII Remake this quarter. That is set in stone. Like, I am doing that. No matter what happens, that is happening this week. Or not this week, yes, this week actually. We are within 7 days of the release of the Final Fantasy VII Remake, so I did not say anything factually incorrect. Anyway, so we'll see what stream ends up getting cut. But, like, the math is like this. So, 40 minutes a day across 7 days, because I'm releasing a video daily. So 40 times 7 is 280 minutes, which is 4 hours and 40 minutes. So, yeah. So that's how much time I need to do YouTube if I'm only doing one episode a day, which is what I'm going to be doing for most of the quarter. I'll be doing 2 videos a day, so I'm going to finish recording Link's Awakening and editing all of my videos before school starts. And then once school is started for me, I'll be working on purely, what's the language I'm looking for here? Once school starts for me, I'll be working purely on getting my, how do I want to put this? I'll be working purely on getting the Final Fantasy VII Remake recorded and done, and on streaming. So those are the only 2 things I'm likely to be recording during that time. They're definitely the only 2 things they're going to be airing until summer, when I'll have presumably more time to work on things. Anyway, so as I was saying, the way that everything I have to do will work out largely is so 4 hours and 40 minutes for YouTube. That leaves me realistically with about 9-ish hours to stream, which leaves me with 2 options. I either cut a stream entirely, or I stream for 8 hours by cutting each of my streams by an hour. Honestly, that might end up being the more likely option, because I like all the things that I'm streaming, and I like streaming effectively every other day. So that might end up being what I do, is just cut every stream by an hour, and effectively still stream at the same time, so just end an hour earlier. Just because there's a limit to how much I can stream in a week. You know? I've got too many other things going on. And streaming doesn't make enough money for me to make it a priority. You know? I don't make any money off of this at this point. I don't make any money off YouTube either. Which means that it can only firmly stay as a hobby. And so long as it's a hobby, that's all I have time for. If you guys get me up to affiliate and this becomes profitable for me to sink more time into, I probably will. But until then, you know, the reality of the situation is I need my part-time job, because I'm trying to not need money from my mom. So I need the part-time job. I need to be doing my schoolwork, and I need to be working with that. I need to be working with that startup, because assuming that they pay me, because I need more money. So, you know, that's just the priorities, right? Gotta have enough money to pay the bills and all that, and I'm old enough that I want to be able to support myself financially. You get what I mean? Like, I don't want it to be, I have to ask my parents for money kind of thing. I would much rather that it only be and I can do what I'd much rather be self-sufficient.
Goddess watch over you.
Anyway, let's go finish yet another quest. Okay, so after we finish this quest, yeah, that'll be
I am listening.
that for right now. Are either of these better than what I have? No. Which one of these sells for more? The cloak.
Farewell.
Even if, you know, not by much. It's still more money than I would have gotten otherwise. Okay, let's get some mushrooms. And then just collect all the mushrooms I can on my way around here, like I usually do. Okay. Gotta collect all them mushrooms. Just gotta keep doing quests. I'm gonna chip away at the massive amount of time I'm gonna have to sink into this, one day at a time. What I might start doing, depending on how spring quarter is going, is there might just be days that I stream longer. Like, I'll announce them ahead of time over Twitter and things. Like, I'll put that up on this page that I'm planning on streaming longer X week. But that'll depend on how my classes are going. Like, as I've mentioned, I'm also doing research this quarter, so that could either go really smoothly and take up about the amount of time I expect it to, or if that's going roughly, it could take up significantly more time than I expect it to, and I won't have any free time. So I'm planning for the worst. For like, what is the minimum time? Like, if everything goes wrong, what's the minimum amount of time I can devote to streaming in YouTube? And the answer is 12 to 15 hours a week. Like, that's the, if everything was going wrong, how much free time would I have if everything took, you know, a good rule of thumb that I usually go by is, like, if everything took double the time I expect it to, how much time would I have left? And so that's what I'm going by, is like, if everything was really going wrong, how much time would I have left at the end of the day? And that's the answer. It's that much time. It's enough time to stream for 8 hours a week and record for my YouTube channel. And for the record, if I do end up streaming more than I expect, it'll happen towards the end of the quarter, because my first priority with any extra time I find myself having will be to record Final Fantasy VII Remake enough that I have episodes through the end of the quarter. So that way, if I end up with more time in the first couple of weeks, but then get absolutely swamped towards the end, I already have those episodes done. Because then I can cut back to just the 8 hours of streaming and I'm fine. You know, I'm doing everything I can to make a buffer, so that way I will have to change my schedule as little as possible. You know? Not that anyone's listening to this announcement, but hey, maybe someone will watch this later. I don't know, it's always better to act like people are watching, right? With these kinds of things. With this kind of doing YouTube stuff, like, that's what I've heard, is that the best thing to do is to always act like people are watching. Because you don't know when they will be. Especially with the delay. Like, someone could literally join and decide they want to leave before I can even react to them joining. if they decide they don't like whatever I'm doing, or if I'm being silent or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, so that's that. Oh, my inventory's full. That's awkward. Oh well. I guess I will go turn. I will go sell some items out of my inventory and turn in this quest. The two things combined should give me quite a bit more leeway. After all, I need to be making sure that I'm getting as much money as possible, because I will need it. Like, all my abilities, all the abilities you need to learn in this game get really expensive. Then I have to, you know, get a mount. That's gonna cost a lot. Although I'm not gonna stress too much over whether I have a mount or not. Like they're important and it's good to have them, but you know, I'll get one eventually for every character. I'm confident it'll happen.
I am honored. Good luck, friend.
I just realized I just did that in a terrible order because this is a timed quest. Assuming that it'll... Yo, Questy, update my quest, thank you.
Feel free to
Like,
buy.
I know this quest is timed. I know I just accepted it. Show me that, please. Okay, there we go. Sold all the junk in my inventory. We're up to 33 silver. So, you know, almost nothing. But hey, one of these days we'll get up to a full gold. That'll be glorious. But anyway, so yeah, that's what's gonna happen in the future. And yeah, that's all I got. I don't really have any other announcements. That's all. That's all the announcements. There's no more. There's no more announcements hiding behind this. That's just that's how it'll work in the future. I'll probably tweet something out about it too at some point. Okay, there we go. Let's go turn in this quest and then continue onward. Onward
Hello.
we doth go. Okay. This one's worth more.
Balloon light your path.
And let's get all the remaining venom sacks that we need while we're here. Need 3 more of them. Okay. Get them venom sacks. But yeah, so I'm thinking, I just realized that I'm just gonna be so lost when I switch back to Horde. Not because of, like, anything major, but just because by the time I finish getting all of my Alliance characters, up to level 15, it will have been weeks since I played on Horde. Weeks. And that will be unfortunate overall. But yeah, like that easily it will have been weeks by then. Just because, like, just look at, you know, that's clearly the length of time that's gonna take, right? I've gotten up to not even level 8 with every character. By now, every starting area takes literally hours, and I have to do it 8 times. Which one of these sells for the most? The staff does.
Goodbye.
Okay, let me just go clear out my inventory real quick. And then, once my inventory is cleared, I will continue on.
Goddess bless you.
Okay, inventory cleared. Okay. Let us continue onward. Didn't mean to use that seal, but whatever. It's fine. I just have that for now, I guess. But yeah, it's gonna be a while before I get to the point where I can get stuff done. No, it's gonna be really awkward is like I'm not sure how to handle streaming once I'm at the level where I'm like raiding and like I have to be in voice chat for that. And I'm not sure how to handle streaming. I'll probably just have to ask any guilds I join if they're cool with that. Or nah. And you know, if they're not, then I just won't stream the raids, I guess. It's fine. Like, that's fine. I don't need to stream raids, right? Like, it's totally optional not to. Like, yeah, that is 100% an option. Like, it would definitely be preferable to, because those are, in my opinion, more interesting content. But you're not always going to get to do that. Just gotta stab some more spiders. On the bright side, since I'm so much higher level than these spiders, I can just walk through. Like, didn't even really have to fight that many of them. I just walked through, and here we are. Whee! Okay, let's get out of here. Let us exit the cave and continue onward. Okay. Let us continue. go grab that there webwood egg. Quest completion. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Nothing, I guess. Don't really have anything to say. So, yeah. That, that's all I got. Which one of these sells for the most?
Farewell.
Okay, then I need to go talk to Tenarin, apparently. So, up there I go. I climb, and I climb. I climb and I climb, I climb and I climb. I don't even know what I'm doing right now, man. I'm just talking nonsense, cause like that is the really hard part about doing all this streaming and YouTubing in bulk is like I don't have any new stories, I don't have any new things to talk about really. Uh like that's why in the Link's Awakening series you'll notice I really talk a lot more about the game as I'm playing it. Because I don't have anything else to talk about. Nothing new has happened. I'm still in lockdown the same as I have been. Like, nothing has changed for me for a while. Whee! Oh, that killed me. That's awkward. Uh, I thought I would survive that. Learn something new every day? Question mark? Yeah, learn something new every day. I guess let's go over here, resurrect, and then continue on. What's a minor episode of falling to one's death after all? This is fine. Everything's fine. Okay. Let us continue on. Wait, you're the guy who gives me the quest that's right here. Thank you. Okay. Then we just go turn in these two quests, and then we're done with our paladin for right now. With good old Eric Tesnor. You know, that's something to talk about. Okay, so let me talk about Eric. So Eric is a D&D character that I'm playing in a campaign that some friends and I have going, which is tons of fun. And Eric's probably my favorite D&D character I've ever played as. Just because he's by far the most interesting character I've ever... Well, maybe not the most interesting, but he's the one that I've enjoyed the most of the interesting characters that I've written. He's definitely the one I enjoy role-playing the most of pretty much every character I've ever written, ever. Probably ever will write. I don't know, maybe I'll eventually write a character I enjoy playing more than Eric. I kind of doubt it. Anyway, so to explain Eric Tesnor, so Eric's last name is Aeolus. He's from the Aeolus clan. But for story reasons, he can't acknowledge that he's from that clan. So I named this character Eric Tesnor as a cheeky joke to the fact that the woman that he's dating and probably will marry, her last name is Tesnor, so if he can't acknowledge what clan he's from, he may as well just take her last name, right? Especially since it's looking like he won't ever be able to acknowledge what clan he's from. Or at least if he can, it won't be for a very long time. Is this the Moonwell? Where I shot? Oh gosh darn it! I was supposed to do that all the way back there. I completely missed that marker on my map and got distracted. Oh well. I guess I just get to walk for a little bit more and talk more about Eric in all of his forms. But okay, so that's where the name Eric Tesnor comes from. But so Eric Aeolus, the actual D&D character that I play, because his name is not Eric Tesnor yet, and probably won't be until the end of the campaign because we're doing that whole like, while you're adventuring, don't get married and have kids thing, because like families are a liability, and so is your adventurer spouse getting pregnant, because then you have to defend them, and when you have lots of enemies, that gets kind of difficult. Anyway, so that's the explanation behind Eric Tesnor, which is the joking name that I usually use when I'm playing some alternate version of what I'll call normal Eric or actual Eric. Eric Falur, the character that I play in Final Fantasy XIV, and this is actually like I jokingly roleplay as him, because like the whole leveling every job thing actually started as like a roleplay thing of what would Eric Falur do. But okay, so to explain that, we went on a quest in our D&D universe into an alternate reality for reasons and stuff. Like we've homebrewed a lot of stuff. Let's put it that way. Uh, that's complicated. I'm not going to get into that right now. But all you need to know is that Eric Tesnor took the place, or Eric Aeolus took the place of the Eric from that world. Now, Eric Aeolus, the original Eric, is part of a nation called Gretum, which is the Gentleman's Republic for Ethical Dark Magic. The Eric whose place he took was part of a place called Autumn, which I don't remember what that acronym actually stood for, but it was effectively the opposite of the Gentleman's Republic for Ethical Dark Magic. So it was kind of an opposite kind of organization. But by the time we went and took that Eric's, by the time this Eric took that Eric's place, Autumn had fallen. It had been destroyed. So Eric Falur is the character I made where, like, what if when he was replaced by this Eric in that alternate reality, Eric Falur got disjointed into another reality. And that reality happened to be Final Fantasy XIV, because why not, right? So I was like, after Autumn fell, how would that version of Eric have reacted? He was a more serious, grimmer version of Eric than the one I usually play. Well, mainly because the one I usually play is still hopeful that he can win. He's not already lost. He's not watched his home be destroyed, so he's naturally a less serious person. That kind of sobers you up a bit as, personality goes. Like, when you watch your entire home burn and be destroyed, that tends to change your outlook on life by a little bit. But anyway, so my answer for Final Fantasy XIV's Eric Falur was, first, he changed his name to Eric Falur, which is actually supposed to sound like a failure. It's a reminder of his own failure. To remind him constantly that he wasn't good enough to save his home, that he wasn't strong enough. And I didn't actually talk about. So I'm not the one who wrote the adventure that we went to the alternate place in. I was one of the players in that adventure. So I didn't actually talk too much with the DM about how autumn fell or that kind of stuff when I was making my Final Fantasy 14 character. So I just ad-libbed some self-blame. And the main thing that Eric blamed himself for was not being able to be everything that was needed. He was more than strong enough as one person. He was as strong as, well, not as strong as one person could be, but certainly not weak. But he couldn't fill every role that was needed. And so Eric Follower in Final Fantasy XIV goes around picking up every job, learning how to do everything, learning to be the best at everything so that way no matter what is needed for the situation, he is good enough at it. And that's like the whole shtick of that character. He's driven by a desperate need to be good enough to save the people he cares about. Not that he has anyone he cares about in this new reality. Depression. Anyway. Yeah, so that's how Eric Follower came to be, and that's also an explanation for Eric Tesnor. But yeah, Eric Tesnor is a much brighter, happier character. Because honestly, things have been going pretty swell for him lately. Like, he got his waifu. Like, he got his waifu for laifu. He's growing stronger. All his friends are. He's really only had one downcast thing, and that's that, you know, his brother betrayed him. But other than that, other than one of his brothers betraying him and his other brother, life is looking up. So, you know, it's not the worst thing. There are worse situations to be in, right? Right. Okay. There we go. Accept that quest, and then go up here to the inn and log out. And then switch to another character. Okay. Let's go burn it all. Okay. Let's go. First of all, go over here and abandon all of these quests. Because I've got other things to be doing. Don't got time for these quests. Okay, let's go. This is not the exit I want to be taking. I want to be taking the northwest exit out of Goldshire. Okay, let us move onward. I like to imagine that Burnett All's this crotchety old man. Like, he's this crotchety old man. His version of get off my lawn is throwing a fireball at you. Like, he's just angry. He is in a constant state of rage at the world. And he is completely ready to burn it all. He's not just completely ready to burn it all, he will burn it all. He will burn it all. Anything he can burn will be burned. But yeah. Okay, we walk into here. We realize that Questy has low-level quests disabled, so we fix that. So that way I can see the level 2 quests that are in here and go do them. Always more quests to do. Always more to do. Always, always more.
What can I do for you?
Okay. Let's
See
do
you later.
that. Then go over here and take the quest in here.
Hello. See you around.
Then go out here. Always more to do. Always more to do. Oh boy, I can read a cloth request. That's really a whole lot of trust to give me a request I can read.
Safe travels. Hello.
Anyway, yeah, it's really weird to think about, like, how many games I want to play on stream and everything. Like, in an ideal world, I will one day make enough money from this that I can afford
King's
to
honor, friend.
split my time
Go
between
with honor, friend.
this being a part-time professor somewhere, or like other kind of instructor, like part-time, something like that. Something teaching, preferably college students, and then spend the remainder of my time volunteering for some cause that I care about. I don't know, help some orphans somewhere or something. Something like that. And like that's oh, and have a family. That's my like ideal life. But like that requires that I either make enough money working in my industry that I can effectively retire really young, which actually in my industry is not impossible if you aren't looking to like have some super mansion. If you're just looking to have a normal house and live like the relatively like middle of the road middle class life, like it's completely doable to retire early in my field. Like people in my field, once you have work experience and if you're good at your job, like 6 figures is normal. Like that is the common in my field. You can start at 6 figures if you work for the right place and they want you bad enough. Like you can start for that much. Like it's amazing to think about that, like that's normal in my field. Feels so weird to think about, because like, you know, you hear about people struggling in their fields to make it to 6 figures at all, and then my field that you can start there. That's ridiculous. There's no reason for that. But anyway, that aside, I'm not like sad about it, because it is super nice to be able to start at such a high pay. Like it's really convenient for me, and I figure any money I don't need I can always just donate. Like I can manually attempt to redistribute that wealth to people who need it more than I do. Yeah. But like, I can make as much doing volunteer work. Not volunteer, but I can make as much doing non-profit work in my field as people in other fields make working hard in industry at their field working to make a profit, because my field is just worth that much more, which I actually don't think that it's really worth as much as people get paid for it, honestly. Like, I like my field and I think it's valuable, but I just don't think that it's worth that much. Also, I did not realize that this was in the top corner like this. There we go. I completely forgot to actually resize it. Whoops. That's unfortunate. See, this is why I need actual viewers, because they could tell me stuff like that. They could drop a line in the chat going, "Yo, buddy, you got some problems there." And I could be like, "Oh, you right," and fix them. I wait for the train as my life slips away. Anyway. Lame music aside. I mean, amazing music aside. Yeah, there's nothing amazing about what I just did. But yeah, there's always more to do. Always more to do. Do 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 do. I feel like I should die if I jump off and get hit by these. Can you can just stand in the tracks, right? Can you get hit by these? Do they hurt you? Do they just push you out of the way? Like, my I've got some morbid curiosity that I'm doing my best to convince myself not to find out the answer to that question. But the morbid curiosity is strong, and I kind of want to know what happens if you get hit by that. Okay, let's keep walking. Oh, I should pick up engineering while I'm here. That's alchemy, that's not what I want. I want this room. But yeah, I can just pick up engineering while I'm here. Train me. Thanks.
Alrighty then.
The other profession I'm going to take up on this character is enchanting. Because like I said, I'm trying to keep it lined up. Okay, let's continue on. It's going to be rough. This is not the direction I want to go. This is. What professions do I have on? Skills. Just engineering, so I don't have any of the secondary professions yet. Okay. Duly noted. World of Warcraft has such solid atmospheric music. Like, it's never anything that I would listen to outside of this, but it's very fitting for, like, the situation and the world and everything. Yeah, that's right, you level 30, I increased your intellect by 2. Yeah. Ah. I bet you're real impressed with me. Yeah, I know you are. Uh, yeah. Also, let me generate some water right quick. There we go. Okay, now we go and do some low-level quests. It's gonna be great. After we do some low-level quests, that'll actually probably be it for this stream. Realistically. The nice thing is, I'm pretty sure that this character is full on rested XP or close to it. So I don't even have to worry about logging out in an inn. I can just log out. It's actually really nice. And if I wasn't pretty sure that I'm full on rested XP, I would not do that. But I'm almost certain that this character has full rested XP. Just from looking down here, like it definitely looks like this character has full rested XP. Plus, I know that it's been more than a week since I played this character, so yeah. So let us go forth. We walk along the road and cry because this is terrible. Walking along the road is not the most fun part of this game. It is the most common part, though. Not sure what that says about this game. It's always... I've talked about it before on stream, but it's always super interesting to me how something that, like, honestly isn't fun to do, this game's better off with it in it. It's weird, cause like if I compare this to Final Fantasy XIV, traveling in Final Fantasy XIV feels way too easy. It feels too gamey. Final Fantasy XIV is definitely not the worst. In terms of this, it's still decent. But it's not good. It's a really weird thing that, like, something that honestly, when I'm walking around, annoys the heck out of me, it atmospherically makes this game much better. It makes it so much easier to buy into the world. That's why I really like the way this game handles fast travel. versus the way Final Fantasy XIV and other games, more recent MMOs do. Teleporting is boring. It makes the world feel less real. Whereas fast travel, by just having something like an airship or something like that that is just faster, is in my opinion much better. Especially if it allows you to just like actually fly over the zones. That is one of the problems with Final Fantasy XIV. It feels a lot like Final Fantasy XII, which isn't surprising, and that it has zones that you walk in and out of. And I much prefer, game design wise and game feel wise, the way that games like this work, where yeah, there are dungeon instances, but all of the areas flow together. It feels like real terrain because it is real terrain. And that is so nice. It's something that you don't realize that other games don't have until you play a game like this. And it's one of the main selling points of this game, like, no doubt. Like, that is one of the biggest selling points of this. And it'd be really nice if these wolves would actually drop some meat. There we go. Like, I was getting kind of annoyed at the blatant not dropping of meat that was going on. Like, come on. Okay, there we go. Let's do that. Okay. And then hit it with my staff. And then beat up another young wolf. Yeah. Life is good. But anyway, yeah, it's definitely something that adds to the feel of the world when everything can flow together like that, and there's not as many world breaks. World of Warcraft still has one, which is the break between continents. And I think there's also a break between islands, and it'd be preferable if it didn't have that, but it's understandable. I think that they should have, they should have gone all in, on the whole, on what is, honestly, their main selling point. Is that, unlike other games that have, zones and things like that, this is just, it's a world. And that's honestly what I can't wait for the most for VR. Is when I can actually, I'm hoping it happens in my lifetime, to be able to actually, like, feel like I'm in, like, truly in another world as I play the game. That's what I'm really hoping for, and that's what I'm not sure I'll actually see in my lifetime, because VR definitely happening in my lifetime. Like, we're at the cusp of it being a normal thing already. I mean, just look at the new Half-Life game that came out. Like,
Inventory is full.
like just that shows that, clearly we're going to towards that, and that's super cool. And I'm super excited for that to continue. But it's one of those,
What can I do for you?
like, I really hope that in my lifetime we have something that, like, that honestly is like Sword Art Online, except without the death. That just feels like a true, real world.
See you soon.
That's what I really want. A world that feels real.
Safe travels.
Like that's the ideal. A world that I can really feel like I'm playing in and interacting with. Because that's ultimately what most video games are after, right? They're after playing in a new world.
No.
Playing in a different world. That's what all the fantasy ones are about anyway. They're about playing in fantastic and amazing worlds. And I just hope that also let me buy back that linen because I just realized that there is something I can use it for right now. I feel like I'm about to sneeze. Phew! And there it is. Knew it was coming. Anyway, let's make some rough blasting powder. Oh, wait, we're short on... that's unfortunate. Oh, I should take that quest while I'm in here. No reason not to.
Hey, you have a great day now.
Okay, there we go. Quest obtained. But yeah, here's hoping that this continues to... that VR continues to expand and eventually reaches that point where we get to see the truly amazing stuff. Ooh, there's a rockjaw trog, an actual rockjaw trog, so rare. Anyway, let's take out this burly one over here. I decided to only kill burly ones that share spawns with normal ones because, let's be honest, I'm probably going to have to kill extras anyway.
I need to target something first.
Okay, there we go. Now let's take out another one. There we go. Now let's take out yet another one. There we go. I really need to... I can't wait until I get a wand. Wands are really convenient because it allows you to keep dealing decent damage even when you don't have mana, which doesn't matter as much for mages because, you know, they can make water to drink and therefore generate more mana. But it's really good for, you know, all the other classes that can use it. It's really good for them on sustainability. Ooh, normal rockjaw trog. I spot with my little eye. A rockjaw trog that is about to die. Okay. Those people are cheating the system. But I prefer to get my kills fair and square. I will get a higher rank by murdering people on the field of battle. Okay, now I just need one more rockjaw trog, so you know, practically there. So it should only take me about 2 centuries to find the last rockjaw trog I need. If I'm lucky, it might only take me 3. Ooh, wait, I saw one. It's behind here. Behind the tree. There it is. Time to die. There we go. Now let's go accept, or go finish the first letter quest, and accept the boar
What's on
quest.
your mind? Be good. Here there. Watch your
There
back.
we go. Now let's go kill some boars. As you do. Okay. Let's defeat some more boars. Defeat yet another boar. Oh yeah. I love beating up boars. It's my favorite pastime. So I've recently been playing a new idle game. IDLE, just to be clear. And it's been pretty good. It's NGU Idle. It's on Congregate and something else I don't remember. I played on Congregate, so I don't know. I don't remember what else it's on, because, you know, it's not super relevant to me, because that's not where I'm playing it.
I need to get closer.
But yeah, it's pretty good. As idle games go, it's a whole lot of fun. Assuming that idle games are even your thing. I love watching my numbers go up in games, so they are 100% my thing. As long as they're interesting to me, like if I just want to watch my numbers go up, I'll go play that, there's that one idle game that's literally just circles, and you're buying upgrades for circles, and, like, that's the entire game. And you're just making circles go faster. Like, you're just, like, they're little circles that fill out, and you're just making them fill up faster. And, like, that's the entire game. I don't remember what it's called, though, but, like, if I just want to play a game where my numbers go up, that's the game I'll play. But NGU Idle has a lot of actual decisions for you to make, and a lot of stuff for you to do. There's a fair amount of manual stuff to do. It's not all idle stuff, and the manual stuff is for the most part interesting. Unlike a lot of idle games, like, I can't stand clickers that actually require you to click consistently, because it's like, I want to play an idle game, man. That's why I'm here. Why are you making a game where I gotta click all the time? Like, that is not the point. This is not what I signed up for. This is not the idle game I thought I was going to be playing. Okay. Let's see. Not better than what I have on, so I will get the thing that sells for more money. It's 5:56, so I'm just about to have to quit. Look at my reputation go up. Feels so good. Reputation get. It is really nice to watch my reputation go up. I enjoy it more than I should.
Great to meet you.
But we just covered how I like watching numbers go up.
Keep your feet on the ground.
But yeah, I definitely, one of the main reasons I play games and enjoy them is that feeling of progress. So, idle games, where you effectively are making just strategy decisions and then watching your numbers go up, are a really good way for me to, you know, have a little bit of that. Have a little bit of that without having to play a whole nother game. You know what I mean? Like, they don't really take much time. Whereas, like, if I was gonna say, like, go play another game, that would take a lot more time than just playing a little bit of an idle game. They're usually pretty lightweight in terms of actual time investment. Although NGU idle does have a lot of moving parts and pieces, so you probably, if you actually play it, you invest a bit more time than your average idle game, just on management. And just, like, don't expect to play that game and get anywhere fast. Like people, like, I've only been playing it for less than a week, but people in the chat talking about how, like, you should be doing their restart mechanic, you know, roughly every 24 hours, and I'm like, man, this is gonna get long, huh? Anyway, take a quick drink. I'm gonna try and get all of these pieces before I have to head back.
Isn't ready yet.
We'll see if I manage it, though. Pay no attention to the person stealing from you. I do not exist. I am not the person stealing from you.
Inventory is full.
Oh, well, crap. That's awkward. I guess I'll head back, sell some stuff, and then call that good for today. Life is hard and no one understands. But anyway, so the stream will be cutting out as soon as I manage to get there and handle my inventory. So thanks for watching. Anyone who has or is watching, thanks. It means a lot. It's nice to know that I'm not necessarily just talking into a void, that at some point someone might watch this. Someone might care about this. So thanks for that, and I will see you guys next time.